In this video, I'm going to show you the shelves that I designed for my garage, which were easy to put together using all reclaimed and leftover lumber. The main supports were these 2x4s, which right now I'm drilling pilot holes into so that they can suspend from the ceiling. The reason that I wanted my shelves to be hung from the ceiling was so that I had space underneath for car doors to open and for things like maybe a lawnmower. To secure these 4 2x4s to my ceiling, I drilled 3-inch drywall screws into my rafters. My shelves were approximately 2 feet from the edge of the wall, but you could kind of customize the measurements of your shelves to whatever you had to fit. On the bottom of these 2x4s, I used my mini Kreg jig to drill pocket holes at a 45-degree angle, and these I'm going to be running screws down into another 2x4 that runs across the entire length of my shelves. I happen to have a 10-foot long 2x4 I wanted to use. Shout out to my husband Steven for holding the other side. So once those screws were in, I used ones that were a little bit too long. They had points sticking out at the end. I also drilled another one straight up into it just for extra, caution. And then I used an angle grinder to grind off the ends of those screws that were sticking out, just so there were no pointy parts on my shelves. Along the wall, I added more supports, basically just screwing them into the joists, and I didn't measure, I just used a level and a scrap piece of wood to check the height, because basically none of my walls and floors are exactly parallel anymore. They're all kind of old. I used a similar method when adding supports for a second shelf above, running a board across with a level on it and then marking where I needed to be. For the supports along the front of the upper shelves, I drilled pocket holes into 1x1s, and these are more just pieces of scrap wood I had laying in my shop. Really, I didn't want to spend any money on these. And I had a lot of lumber sitting around to get used from our renovation. So, similar situation here. I just lined up my 1x1s with the line that I had marked that was parallel to the wall supports, and I screwed them in with 2.5-inch Kreg jig screws. If you're watching this right now and thinking, man, I really need to organize my garage, then I want you to click share on this video to not only inspire yourself and get yourself motivated, but also to inspire your friends. Now that I had all my framework done, all that was left to do was cut random boards similar height to the correct depth and line them up across my shelves. Now, because I was using reclaimed lumber and everything was a little bit different, this did take more planning than the video implies. But once I had everything put into place, I just used my pneumatic nailer to shoot some brad nails in there so they didn't slide or move around. To make things look a little bit better, I just came across and painted everything with one coat of white primer and paint in one. This is just going to make all the shelves look a little more cohesive. You can't see it in the video, but there was actually one board I used that had been painted lime green in the past from a dresser that I did a long time ago. A little bit quirky project. But painting it white, everything just looked good. To organize my storage on the shelves, I'm just going to hand letter and write some labels, which I'm going to stick little Velcro backing to, and these will allow me to organize all of my bin storage, but then also allow the labels to be removable and replaceable. It feels so good to have this project done and my garage looking a lot less cluttered. This only took me about 8 hours total, and I did it mostly by myself. If you like this project, don't forget to click share and check out my other videos. I actually had another garage shelf design I did in the past, which you can look for in the description on this video. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you next time on Welcome to the Woods.